Hi everyone, I'm Mr. MKL.
I'm Ducky, otherwise known as Duckie2010 because I can't get just Ducky.
No, not in this day and age.
No.
And today we're going to introduce you guys to something we discovered in Mighty Gunvolt. When was that? The beginning of November?
Yeah, about a month ago.
Yeah, about a month ago, and we've been tooling around with this and seeing what we can figure out. To begin, first of all, I guess, this is something that only works with Gunvolt, as far as I can figure.
Yeah, as far as we know. I have a theory that it might work with Beck, but neither of us play Beck, so we haven't actually tested.
Yeah, what little testing I did do was unsuccessful, so.
To all you Beck players, go find out for us, after we show you what it is.
After I introduced Ducky to this game, and he started playing it, he was playing Gunvolt. I decided to pick him up to, show up my friend.
As you do.
And when I was doing that, I was trying to figure out whether it was faster to climb up ladders or to double jump up ladders. And when I got to... I'm gonna kill this guy. When I got to this part here, I tried to double jump up the ladder, which resulted in this. So as you can see, you can double jump up and through the screen transition barrier that lies between the two scenes. When you double jump above it, it just instantly clips the screen to the second scene. So this just removes the screen transition time, which lasts, I believe, just over a second.
Yeah, about that.
So as soon as you get to the top, you just fall back down.
Yeah. So to combat that, once you get up to the screen, you just press up to grab the ladder, and it'll just completely skip the transition.
So whereas normally you'd have to do this and keep going, now you can do this and keep going.
And that saves you about a second every time you're able to do that.
Every time you're able to do that. So there are several spots throughout the game where you can do this. So realistically, you can find yourself a free, probably 4 to 6 seconds of time saves, I would say, throughout the game. Unfortunately, you're not able to do this. There are no ladders where you're able to do this on train. So you have to wait till you get to the school to be able to accomplish that. After we figure that out, really, you have to ask yourself, how else can I abuse this?
Obviously.
We have to find our way a little later on in the level to a spot where we need to traverse upwards with a ladder. So here, you can't make it high enough. You can't double jump high enough to actually traverse the screen barrier. So I was like, okay, is it at least still possible to do this stuff at another spot, right? So what you can do is drop off of the top screen, and as soon as you get...
That happens.
As soon as you get to the screen, the bottom screen, double jump again, and you can actually jump and break the screen transition barrier, right? It doesn't prove very useful because you have to actually go up and then drop back down. So, as you saw a second ago, if when Gunvolt double jumps up above the screen, right before he crosses the screen transition barrier that clips the scene from one to the other, you can press up. And this seems to confuse the game. It starts wondering where Gunvolt is. And in order to determine that, seems to just scroll the screen upwards.
If we can do it. There we go.
So, it basically says, okay, we don't know where Gunvolt is. I'll push him upwards until he hits something that he can grab onto or can stand on. In which case, is the ladder up above. So, up above here at the left. So, even though it's in a completely different horizontal position, as soon as he hits the vertical position that the top of the ladder aligns with, then he's able to, you regain control of Gunvolt, and you're able to continue on your way. So this will cross screens, like, I just got through this screen in the length of time that it takes to do one screen transition, which can prove useful for many spots in the game.
It is a little bit difficult to do. It's I'd say probably no more than a 3-frame window.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Gunvolt has to be completely off-screen, but not so high that he breaks the screen transition barrier and forces the screen change. And then when he's in that position, you need to tap up to initiate the zip. Now, after you initiate the zip, if you don't hold anything, Gunvolt will be brought above the screen transition barrier for the next screen and just immediately fall back down. So simply hold up, and you'll get right above, and you'll just be able to continue on your way.
Ideally hitting the platforms.
Ideally hitting the platforms, but I like spikes. The reason we brought you here is because you really want another ladder above you that you're able to grab onto.
Yes.
For example, you are able to do the zip here as well. And it brings you up until you can find flat ground, in which case is out of bounds and above the screen. You can see Gunvolt is still here because I can shoot my beam downwards into the screen, so I'm still around. And you can keep traversing the level, and it's so tantalizing. You can get right above the boss room here, and that would be lovely. But, whoops.
And now we're falling into the void.
I think Gunvolt got lost along the way.
A little bit.
You really have to pick and choose your spots carefully where you're going to do these zips. But there are several spots in the game. I think in my, head math, I am able to figure out that, probably about 8 to 15 seconds of time saves throughout the game if you can do them all consistently enough.
Yeah, right now it's like it is very much a risk-reward thing, because if you don't get it, a lot of the rooms where the zips are viable, if you don't get it on the first try, you're wasting more time than if you just done the room normally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if say the room takes you 5 seconds to get through, doing the zip is going to save you 4 seconds. But if you fail it once, you're now having to, even if you don't try to do the zip again, you're now having to do that entire room of the 5 seconds plus the couple seconds you've lost trying to do the zip. At least until you're consistent enough to be able to nail them 90% of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, we've hit the bottom now.
We've apparently hit the bottom. So like we said, train. There are no instances where you're able to actually perform these tricks.
Because there are no ladders.
Yeah, because there are no ladders. School, you have a couple instances, at least one where you can do an easy, quick screen and skip a screen transition. And another one where you can skip a screen altogether by doing a zip. So what do we have in lab, Ducky?
Magic. There's what, two or three places?
2 or 3 places, yeah.
Yeah, that there's one place in particular, I believe, where you can do multiple screens, right? In a row?
I do believe. So, first ladder in the level. In fact, you can just do a quick screen on it.
Show them what happens if you do the zip, though. Because it's kind of hilarious in this one.
If you do the zip here, right, it searches for flat ground. It actually finds it at the top left corner of the screen. And then it just dumps you down.
Yeah. I just find that hilarious. I like to think that you're just bonking your head on the ceiling.
Yeah. And back down with you. Anyways.
So that one, that's probably one of the safer ladders to try to do the quick transition on, because if you fail it, you're not going to soft lock yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if you accidentally do the zip, you're not going to soft lock yourself.
That is true. You do have a chance in the first school ladder where you do the quick transition to actually soft lock if you happen to get the zip by accident. All it requires is jumping at the apex or pressing up at the apex of your jump, and you'll avoid that. But it is a possibility.
Yeah.
But that is completely risk-free, so. And so here we find another opportunity.
This is you can skip 2 entire rooms there if you can chain them properly.
Yes, and so the idea here is that you actually, when you complete the zip, you don't hold up, and that way, when I get to the top of the first screen here, it'll drop me down, and I can perform another double jump, and ideally initiate the zip again.
Yes,
on the,
because
second try.
One key thing to recognize about why that works is because anytime you grab a ladder, it refreshes your double jump.
Exactly. It's important to note. So, yeah, every time I'm initiating a zip, it is thinking I'm grabbing a ladder, and therefore will reset my double jump and allow me to attempt a zip again on the following screen.
And then as we move to the next area,
so
everyone's favorite room.
Everyone's favorite rooms. And so these two rooms can be done a couple of ways. You can either attempt to do the zip here, skipping the second room entirely.
In theory.
In theory. As you can see, so some ladders are actually shorter at the top than others, which make them a little bit more difficult to actually perform the zip on. Because if you're at the top of the ladder, you'll just climb it. But there you go. So you can skip that second screen entirely. Or if you don't want to risk doing the zip, you can just traverse this screen regularly, and you can do a quick transition at the top. So you have a couple of options there. I mean, especially if you're running in a marathon, the safer strat there would just be to save the second.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're going for like world record runs and stuff, yeah, you definitely want to go. You want to try to skip the that second room, because while it doesn't take you that long to get through that room, if you mess up in that room, like that's basically run dead. So
yeah, absolutely.
Tower's where it gets fun.
Tower is absolutely where it gets fun.
I mean, it was already the most fun level in the game, but now you're gonna see some shit. Assuming he can.
Assuming I can even remotely do these successfully. So, first screen, you can do a quick screen. You can also actually set up a zip off of the booster there, but it is actually quite difficult. And either way, this screen is so short that just getting the quick transition is probably the most viable option.
Yeah. But I mean, if you happen to get the zip, then...
But you can attempt the zip, it's very low risk, and if you happen to get it, awesome. It does save you a bit of time.
Just for the sake of posterity, show them what the zip does. Like, where it puts you.
Oh. Well, this one here?
Yeah.
Alright, so this one here places you... Like I said, they'll place you on the ladder on the screen on top of you, if there is one. So that places you right here, and that places you right here. Doing the zip here will actually put you on the top of the screen here, and you'll get soft locked. So you want to avoid that. But once again, much like it'd be the same strategy if you were coming through here regularly. As soon as you get to the top of the screen, you want to hold and charge your beam and kill the flamethrower guy. So unfortunately, the booster doesn't quite push you high enough to break the screen transition barrier. So you can't get a quick transition here.
And this ladder will also soft lock you if you try to zip.
Exactly. So,
which made me very sad because I would love very much to be able to skip
that. Here's another instance where this room is so short that it's probably not worth attempting the zip here. But if you do attempt it from this room, so it places you in the middle, which is not particularly useful unless you're able to chain both rooms together, in which case you can actually get a decent time save. Now, worst case scenario, if you don't want to attempt the 2 zips in a row, you just play this room normally, and you can attempt the zip here. Which places you here. So this is the part of the level that, if you're able to get these zips consistently, this is where you're going to find a bunch of time save. Because you can chain... You're able to chain this room into this room. This room will soft lock you, so you have to take out the flamethrower guy. But then you're able to chain... You're able to chain these 3 rooms in a row. There we go. And then here... You can do the final quick screen transition.
And that's pretty much it. That's what we found. I think I know Mr. MKL has done quite extensive testing. I believe all the other ladders soft lock you.
Yeah, all the other ladders in this level will soft lock you, or like in the lab will just some of them will just put you at the top of the screen and you'll drop down, or they won't be of much use for any particular screen because they're already so short.
Yeah.
So there you have it. The school, lab, and tower are 3 of the levels here that you're able to perform the zip on. We don't run all 100%.
All levels, no.
We don't run all levels. So whatever's down here in this godforsaken warp zone, maybe it's even better. Maybe you can shave minutes upon minutes off of this game.
Maybe.
I'm hoping someone else is brave enough to delve into that, but
yeah,
I'm not sure
all
I have
four people who run Gunvolt all levels.
Yeah, I don't think I have the fortitude.
No. I don't think I've beaten 2 of those levels.
But there you have it. Let us know what you think, guys. I think this is the first kind of change in the Gunvolt run that we've seen in quite a long while, probably since the extra damage you can get with Gunvolt's beam.
Yeah. Have fun.
Enjoy. I'm Mr. MKL.
I'm Ducky.
And this is us signing off.